What is up, guys? Today we're talking about habits. Now, normally, when you hear the word habits, you think about bad habits you're trying to quit, or maybe the outfits worn by nuns at your local convent. Fun fact, did you know those are also called habits? Now you know, but that is none of our business. I'm Fawani, a former budget analyst who worked as an active duty personnel for the Coast Guard and the US government. And after years of watching how money is mismanaged at every level, I put together a list of 8 frugal habits that helps me go from living paycheck to paycheck to being debt-free by 30. And of course, before we jump right into it, it will really help the channel out if you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It is free and it takes 1 second and tells YouTube that this video is worth showing to more people who need it. With that said, let's get right into it. Frugal habits number 1 is to negotiate everything. Train yourself to pause and ask a simple question before every purchase. How can I pay less for this exact same thing? Before you buy anything, you should be running a quick mental checklist. Is there a promo code floating around? Just a 30-second check or check-in on Honey or Rakuten can actually knock money off of many items. Also, can you buy it used on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist from someone who barely touched it? Is there an open box or a refurbished option that is functionally identical but discounted because the packaging wasn't perfect? And if you're buying in person, especially on higher ticket items, can you negotiate? Most people don't even try, which is why this works. This matters because we are impulsive by nature. The moment you slow yourself down and take 5 minutes to research, almost every time you find a way to shave 10 to 20% off. I have done this with cars at dealerships with my husband. We'll literally sit there, pull up Kelley Blue Book and look at fair market values, recent sales and comparable listings, and use that data to negotiate thousands of the price. We also negotiate silly things on our bills like nitrogen inflated tires, dealership prep fees, and cleaning fees as well. Second on our list is grocery shopping. If you change where you shop, you will change how much you spend. It really is that simple. A lot of people focus on coupons and budgeting apps, but they ignore the biggest lever, which is the store itself. When you shop at high-end or boutique grocery stores, you're not just paying for food. You're paying for the aesthetics like nice lighting, wide aisles, fancy displays, and nice calming music. All that is costly and is going to show up on your receipt. That is why my go-to recommendation is Aldi. Listen, data consistently shows that shopping at a budget-friendly store like Aldi can save about 36% compared to traditional grocery stores. For a family of 4, that can easily add up to about $4,000 a year. Now, no matter where you shop, there are a few golden rules that you actually have to follow if you want these rules to stick. First, never shop hungry because your stomach is a terrible financial advisor and it's going to convince you that everything is a great idea. Secondly, stick to your list, okay? The grocery store is designed to pull you off course and every unplanned item just increases your grocery bill. And third, buy generic products whenever possible. The store brand is often made in the same facility as the name brand, sometimes using even identical ingredients, but you don't have to pay for the shiny box and the expensive marketing. Next on our list is insurance, and I am notorious for changing companies every 1 to 2 years. Okay, listen, this is one of the easiest ways to save what I call hidden money because it doesn't feel like saving at all. Most people stick with the same insurance provider for 5, 10, and sometimes even 20 years. And that is what those companies are counting on. They slowly raise your rates year after year, not because your risk has changed, but because they know you are more unlikely to leave. To fix this, every single year, you should be reshopping your insurance. Car insurance, homeowners, renters, all of it. The best part is how little effort this takes. 10 minutes on the phone or filling a quick form can easily save you a few $100s a year. And unlike cutting lattes or skipping small treats, you're not changing your lifestyle at all. Now, saving all this money on insurance and groceries is great, but if you don't have a place to track where that extra cash is going, it will just simply disappear back into your lifestyle. That is why I created the free Spending with Purpose tracker, because it is the exact same budget template that thousands have downloaded to track their expenses, and you too can use it to make sure that every dollar saved from this habit is actually working towards your financial freedom. It is completely free, and you can grab your copy in the link in the description. Number 4 on our frugal habit list is buying brand new. In a lot of cases, this is a complete waste of your money. Unless we're talking about something like a mattress or anything hygienic, there is almost always a better option. The moment that something leaves the store, it loses value, even if it's barely been used. And if you're willing to get over the idea that everything has to be fresh out of the box, then you can save an absurd amount of money. So, take an adjustable dumbbell as an example. On Amazon, a pair of adjustable dumbbells will run you around $260 plus tax. Now, I found a pair on Facebook Marketplace for $100. Also, if you've ever had a baby, then it seems like buying your baby second-handed things is a sin, and I am guilty of this. But you can buy cribs, bassinets, and even recliners on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace and save a ton of money. Because think of it, people buy high-end baby items, use them for a few months, and then they want them out of their house as fast as possible. That is when you swoop in and take over, okay? They get their space back and you get a massive discount. Speaking of wins, that leads us to the 5th item on our list, and that is hobbies. Listen, you absolutely need a life, but you don't need an expensive one. One of the biggest money trap that people fall into is tying enjoyment to spending. Like they think they need to spend money to have a good time. Like every time they'll have fun, it has to cost money. So when I think about hobbies, I run them through one simple filter. Is this low cost and high enjoyment? If the answer is no, then it's probably not worth it. So if you want to start a new hobby, start as cheaply as possible. Don't go out and buy a $2,000 carbon fiber road bike when you haven't ridden a bike in 10 years. That is not confidence. That is optimism mixed with a credit card. So get a used one, borrow one, rent one, and prove to yourself that this is something you're going to stick with. If you're still doing it 6 months later, then that's okay. Get the upgrade. The problem is that most people skip this step, right? They quit the hobby and are left with expensive equipment collecting dust in one corner of their living room. You should also be looking into local community events as well. A lot of cities offer programs that you can get tickets to shows, concerts, museums for just a tiny monthly fee. Some are even free as well. This is one of the easiest ways to stay social, get out of the house, and actually enjoy life without dropping $100 on a single night out. Also, your local library is paid for by your tax dollars, so don't be afraid to sharpen your mind for free as well. 6th on our list is portion sizes. Listen, the portion sizes in America are completely out of control. What is marketed as a normal meal is often enough food for 2 people, sometimes even 3 people. I went to a fast food restaurant a while ago and asked for a small drink. I got handed a cup and looked at the cashier and said, I asked for a small and you gave me a large. Of which he replied, "That is a small, ma'am." I am still in shock till this day. I eventually shared the drink with my daughters. So one of the simplest frugal moves, especially when you're stuck eating out, is just to rethink what you're ordering. A kid's meal at a place like Chick-fil-A is often more than enough food for a grown adult, and it's usually half the price as well. And on top of that, it typically comes with a drink and a side, which is something you're going to pay extra for on a regular menu. Most people don't do this because they think that it's weird or they assume that it's not going to be filling enough. But the reality is that you're actually eating the same food, just in a portion size that actually makes sense. So if your goal is to be frugal and you don't have the option to cook every single meal at home, then ordering up the kids menu can be a quiet financial win for you. If the kids menu feels like it is beneath you, then number 7 on our list is to split an entree. Here's the bigger idea behind splitting entrees, right? Restaurants price meals assuming you're going to eat everything in one sitting, even when the portion sizes clearly say otherwise. Take places like Chipotle or Cava, right? Those bowls are designed to feel customizable, but the base ingredients that actually fill you up, like rice, beans, lentils, and veggies, are actually the cheapest items for them and can be included at no charge to you. When you load up on those, you're actually increasing your food portions and nutrition without increasing your price. Now, instead of seeing that bowl as one meal, you start seeing it as 2 meals. You can eat some now and then save the rest for later. Over time, this habit is going to compound as well. Turning a $12 meal into 2 $6 meal once doesn't change your life, but doing it twice a week is over $1,000 a year. And the best part is that you're not giving anything up. You're still eating out, right? You're still enjoying the same food. You're just choosing to be intentional instead of letting portion sizes quietly drain your wallet. Speaking of wallets, let's put more money into it with number 8 on our list, which is couponing. Let's be clear here though. This isn't your grandma sitting at the kitchen table clipping coupons out of the Sunday paper. Not that anything is wrong with that, but this is the 21st century. And if you're not using technology to pay less, you're voluntarily overpaying for a lot of things. Before you buy anything, you should be checking apps like Ibotta or Rakuten, or you should be using ChatGPT to also pull out active promo codes. It takes maybe 60 seconds, and that 1 minute can easily save you 10 to 20% on a purchase you were already going to make anyway. And then there's email signups, which are one of the easiest discounts that people ignore. Every brand wants your email and they're willing to pay you for it. The smart move is to create a burner email address just for shopping. You sign up, collect the 10 or 15% off discount code, use it, and then move on with your life. That way, you don't clutter your main inbox, you don't care about the marketing emails, and you only open that email account when you're ready to buy something. At the end of the day, being rich has very little to do with how much money you make and everything to do with how much you actually keep and how intentional you are with it. You can make a lot of money and still feel broke if you don't pay attention to where it is going. Hopefully, these 8 habits that I've shared today help you make smarter money moves. But tracking your spending is what is going to help you from losing all of it without even realizing it. So if you're tired of wondering where your paycheck went and you want to feel more in control, then grab your free copy of the Spending with Purpose Tracker. It's made for real people who want to save money without feeling restricted or miserable. Use it for the next 30 days along with these habits. And if this was helpful, then make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss future videos. I'm Fawani and I will see you in the next one. You got this.